All right, 4 participants. Hello, everyone. Can you see me? We're at the farm.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to our last session of STARS. Today, we are at the campus urban farm. We're going to have the farm manager, Jose, give you guys a little tour, and then we're going to do our farm exercise. Okay, let's see. Let me just switch camera. Jose, can you assist me? We're using a phone. Okay, there we go.
Go to the front of the farm. Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is Jose. I'm the farm manager here at CSUDH. So we'll start off by asking how many of you guys knew that there was a farm here on campus? Okay, yeah. Great. So not many people know that we have a farm here on campus. So the farm. We are a certified wildlife habitat, which means that we have a bunch of native plants outside. The only things that aren't native are the ones that have the red brick around, and those are our fruit trees. So here, like we have our lemons, our limes. We have 2 pomegranate trees, nectarines, avocados. And we just added a new lime 2 weeks ago. So we have a bunch of that, but we also have a bunch of like native stuff like nasturtiums, which are also edible. We also have a bunch of milkweed that's coming back because it was dormant. Our mission is to bring more monarch butterflies into the campus, and we have noticed more butterflies, so that's very exciting. But let's come inside. So we are a relatively small farm. We are 0.11 acres, so it's not very big, but we do produce quite a bit of food. We have 15 beds that were constructed by students. So this is a student-run farm, and we have a bunch of people that come in here. They volunteer their time. They built the beds. We turn the beds. We harvest, seed, plant a bunch of stuff. We got 190 pounds just last fall. So all that food goes down to the food pantry. So if you guys are ever in need of food, it's a free resources. It's a free resource that you guys can get. Just visit down the food pantry. It's really cool. But we have 5 different cinder block beds. They all have different stuff. We have a bunch of kale right now, some lettuce, leafy greens. But over here we have our vertical gardening demonstration. We know that we live in an urban environment and not many of us have space to grow. How many of you guys have a backyard or a front yard, growing space? Not many of us, right? I know I don't. I live in the heart of LA, so I live in a building and I don't even have a balcony. So if you do have some sort of space, you can grow up instead of out. You save a lot more space and you get more stuff. So right here we have a bunch of herbs. So we have some basil, some sage, different types of mint, and some thyme here, because we also know that not everyone's gonna have access to actual ground. So you can also do pots, right? So here we have more herbs. If you guys would like to try some, please do. We have a bunch of peppermint, which is very strong. It kind of, sorry. Smell it first, and it has like a very strong aroma. And the taste actually lingers a lot in your mouth. It's kind of like mouthwash. So we grow a bunch of different stuff. We also have like 2 other different types of mint. Which one? Very aromatic. It smells so delicious. We also have a bunch of rosemary, our bay leaf tree. Here we also have a different container garden. These are all herbs. We have chamomile, chives, different types of mint, bee balm, lemon balm, which is good for sleep. But if you are taking antidepressants, please don't take it because it does interfere with the medication. But we have a bunch of lavender, and a lot of this stuff we do dry and we use in our hygiene kits. So we'll use it in soaps or shampoo, which also does go down to the food pantry, and you guys can also get that too. And it smells really good. Here we have our root vegetable demonstration bed. So we have a bunch of carrots and some beets. Which we harvested some carrots on Monday because we had a separate event, and we used that to make a really delicious salad. So it's really good. Here we have 3 different demonstration beds. First one has not been developed yet, just because the season is not here yet, but it is a Three Sisters demonstration, and it will be with corn, beans, and squash, and provides, stability for the beans, and the beans fix the nitrogen in the soil. And then the squash provides shade cover, and it also suppresses weeds. So it keeps moisture in and it keeps weeds out. So here we have our succession planting bed, where you put something in, wait a good 2 weeks, put something else in, or put the same thing in, wait another 2 weeks, and then by then, the first thing you planted is ready to harvest or pretty mature. This is good to do with radishes because they grow fairly quickly. And here we have the Native American demonstration bed, just because we want to recognize that we are on Tonga land. So we have a bunch of significant plants in the culture. So we have white sage, black sage, deer grass, and some milkweed. And here is our fun little experiment. So we have 2 pallets that we filled with soil, and we're growing strawberries. It's another demonstration of vertical gardening, but we are throwing a bunch of strawberries here on the ground to see if they'll germinate. It's a fun experiment that we have going on. So hopefully they do germinate and we get some strawberry plants. And over here, we do have 3 student research demonstration beds because the farm does serve as a living lab. So we invite people to come in. If you guys want to do research with plants, you guys can come over here, request one. You guys would have to, take care of it. I'm not going to be watering your plants for you. So, people get to do their own experiments here, see how plants react with one another, see how plants do. That's a source that we have for you guys here. We also have our decorative garden. We have a bunch of succulents. They're doing very well. We have some that are flowering, and we also have a bunch of aloe vera, which is medicinal. You can use it for your skin. You can use it for hair. If you have cuts, mosquito bites, works amazing. We also have some grapes, some raspberries, which are dormant, and then we also have blueberries, which are actually pushing out blueberries. So we're very excited for that. The farm is a 100% off grid. We do have 24 solar panels that we use to, harness our energy. We're trying to reduce our carbon footprint. So we have a battery inside that is hooked up to the 24 solar panels. And we also have our rain catching barrel system. So we have 4, and we try to conserve all our water. Especially now that we had a bunch of rain, we have these that are so filled. So instead of using the hose, we use these to water everything. It's also better. It's straight rainwater. And we also have over here some chicken. That was our new project. So we have 6. And we just got them a little over 3 weeks ago now. So they are a lot more comfortable. They will come up to you now and they will try to eat stuff off of your hands. Before they were a lot more timid. But here we have the 6 girls. We're waiting for them to produce some eggs. They have not yet, but they will soon. And that will go down to the food pantry as well when that happens.
Okay, thank you, Jose.
So now we're gonna do, if you guys would like to take a seat. Thank you. So we're gonna do the 3 different activities.
Just a sound check. Can everyone hear well what we're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Jose.
Perfect. So I talked a little bit about compost earlier on. So what is composting, right? So we're trying to get all our organic material back into the ground. We're trying to recycle a lot of the green waste goes back to landfills, and it starts to create methane, and that's a really strong greenhouse gas. So we don't really want that. So we're trying to actually make it serve a purpose, right? So if it's not going to be eaten, let's at least get it back into the soil, get some nutrients back in there, right? So a lot of people think, oh, you need to have like a big plot of land, or you need to have a big space to compost. You really don't. all you need is one of these. So this is my little green trash can, or green bin. So you can have this in your kitchen whenever you're cutting stuff. The way we compost here is we use just organic matter greens. Some people like to put meat. We don't do that just because we have coyotes and we don't want to attract predators, especially now that we have chicken. The chickens are not food. So here, whenever you're like, in the kitchen, you're cutting stuff up, you have like onions, you have greens, stuff like that. You can toss it in here. Make sure that it's well ventilated. We have a little screen here in the back that has air that allows air to go through. So what can you put, right? Well, here we have some yellow peppers that have gone bad. They're moldy, so you might think, oh, trash, you can't eat them. Well, yeah, you can't eat them, but you can put them in the compost. Just put them in there, leave them there throughout the week. And then, as stuff accumulates, you can start, putting that into the ground. You also have services in your building or wherever you live in your town. You might have these big compost bins or big green ones. It tells you can throw cardboard in there. You can throw, food, scraps, like everything like that. So you can either toss that there, or if you have your own garden and you just want to make your own compost, just let this decompose. You can also throw your bad lemons in there. Boom. We also have some broccoli leaves, when you go to the grocery store and you got like, broccoli and the leaves are kind of like, not everyone eats the broccoli leaves, which you can. They taste just like broccoli, surprise, surprise. Throw that in there too. Oh, you bought some bad green beans? Some bad peas? Boom, in there. You have nasty lettuce that's been in the fridge? Boom, compost. And you leave that in your counter or wherever in a place that you don't mind it, that won't be set that aside, and then whenever you're ready to get rid of it, boom, green bins, or make your own compost. But that is that. And now we're going to teach you guys how to propagate. So who likes plants? Okay, thank you. I would assume you guys are out of fun. So there's different ways to grow plants, right? Some people start them from seeds, and then some people like to propagate because it's a little faster. I'm very impatient. I like to see things growing already, so I like to propagate. So we're going to show you some different types of methods to propagate with different types of plants. So if you see these small little ones, these are all propagations from this one. And then we also have different succulents throughout the farm that you guys saw earlier, which are propagated. But let's start with the first propagation. So here we have rosemary. Smells delicious. So you want to take the stuff that's growing on the new wood. So the stuff that's like flimsy, that's still green. So it should maybe be about like 5 inches, 4 inches. So we're going to snip here. And now you want to strip the leaves at the very bottom because there's two different methods that you can use. So you strip off the leaves at the very bottom. And you can either put this directly in soil and then just water that in well with my little teapots with water. Or you can put this directly in water. So here, let me get another cutting. Again, shoot the bottom ones. And here we have a jar of water. And then you just, boom, let that sit there. Obviously, don't put it all submerged in water, but you get the idea, right? Put it in water. It starts to push out roots in the node. So the node is where the leaves or the new branch comes out from. So that's where the new roots come out. So you put that in water. Perfect. Here we have sugarcane that we're propagating too. These we did yesterday, but this one has been in here for maybe 2 months now. So it has a bunch of roots. Very exciting. But you can also propagate succulents. So with this one right here, like the stuff we have down here, you can just clip, boom, and you can put that directly in soil. We'll put it with our rosemary. And you just plop that in. Some people do like to put it in water first. I like to think that it will shock the plant even more if you put it in water first, pushes out roots, and then you put it in soil. So I like to minimize the shock. So I just put it directly in soil, it's fine. You can also just pop off a leaf like that, and then put it directly on top of the soil, and it'll start to push out roots from that part that you just clipped. But not all succulents do that. So an example of one that won't do that is aloe vera. if you just pop out one of these leaves, it's not gonna grow roots, it's just gonna rot. So it does push out little babies, and they're called pups. Talk about that. So with these, instead of propagating them how we just did, you want to separate the pups instead. So you want to get in there, and you will hear some snapping. You hear, but it's fine. But here in this instance, we got some with roots. If it comes out with no roots, it's fine. Just pop it in soil. As long as the whole plant is there, you're good. And then you would put this in a pot. Luckily, I have one here already that's already planted up. So it starts to push out roots, and you're golden. You can water it in. I like to wait. Some people say that if you water it directly right after, transplanting it, it could cause root rot. Some people say no. I like to just leave it. It's a succulent. Doesn't need that much water either way. So there's that. You can also propagate mint. So same concept. You're gonna clip here, take out the leaves, my apologies. And the way we did it with the rosemary, we want to just dip it in here, in the nodes, push out new roots, same thing. Awesome. Just don't put mint directly in a bed that you don't want it, because it will spread like crazy. You think you got it all? No, wait 2 weeks. You see more coming out. They go crazy. So you don't want to put these directly in the ground unless you love mint, But I personally wouldn't do that. So look at that. These scraps. Oh, compost. Yay. Boom. Now that that's done, we talked a lot about, creating your own, propagating stuff like that. So you guys like plants, right? Okay. Now, who likes to cook? Who cooks a lot? Okay, cool. You guys have cans that you cook with, stuff like that. Okay, cool. So we're going to recycle our cans. So here we have, a tin can. Some people will just pop it open, cook with it, and then just toss it, right? You can do that, or you can recycle it, or you can upcycle it, reuse, reduce, recycle, repurpose. So here we have a can, right? And you would like to wash it well. You don't want it to get nasty. And then you are going to create a hole. You can use a hammer and a screwdriver, use one like that. And you just hammer it in once, and it goes directly in. Use force, but use gloves, be careful. And then now we're going to fill it with some soil, which I already have here with a hole at the bottom. And with that rosemary that we propagated earlier, we can just squeeze here and push that out. Gonna make a mess. So plop that in, and boom. Now you have your own rosemary plants that you can put in your own house, which you didn't have to spend money for because we already have one. And you just put that in there, and then you can do the same thing with mint. Once this mint starts to push out roots, boom, put that in there, or make another one, and then you're gonna have, your own little garden as soon as you know it, So be using your resources. And then also water this in my little pot. Delicious. And this one's really good. As soon as you touch it, it gets very so good. But now that we have that, we can also do the same thing with not radishes, sorry. I confuse it because I speak Spanish.
Sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. Because in Spanish they're called repollos. So yeah, I mix them up. Spanish. English is not my first language. But anyways, so you can do the same thing with the Brussels sprouts. You can just pop them off, and then you put them directly in the soil, and these have their own roots now, which you can see coming out down here. They're nice and white, nice and healthy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's so cool. So you can also plant that, but I've talked too much. So who wants to plant their own stuff? Everyone, yay.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So we have some cans over there that we already pre-hold, and we have some soil over here on the side. We're just gonna puddle them around. And now with the cans that we're upcycling, you guys can just grab whichever one. Here you go. Here you go. And now we're gonna fill those with soil. Don't fill them up too much because these already have soil. These we did propagate with that one over there, and that one was actually a propagation from an even bigger one that you guys saw earlier. So propagation, propagation, propagation. So go ahead and fill some up with soil, and then that is perfect. Yeah, so go ahead.
Do you want to demonstrate too for the video?
So with this one, I'll probably fill it up just halfway.
Okay, let me see inside.
And then let's do a Brussels sprouts. Look at all those roots. And I'll put a little more soil. And then I'll put this seed inside. These will grow kind of big, so you might want to transplant them like in maybe a month or two. But if you do rosemary, they can stay in there for a little while. But now that that's in, we can put water. And then boom, how delicious. It's okay. You will want to transplant that one in a while. So if you guys don't want to do that, you guys can do the rosemary. It does smell better.
I guess when you see the roots that sprouted fully, then, huh?
Yeah, you can use a different one. So we'll go ahead and do a little tug test. This one has a good amount of roots. So you just squeeze that one here, here, and then. Did you need soil?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here.
Oh, yeah.
You want to take off a little bit.
Yeah,
You
like
wanna have
that's
like
a little
dip.
full.
Yeah. So like that when you water it, the water doesn't run.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, it's nice and watered down too.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, that was a nice little idea with the cans. I'm gonna take that and do that really.
Mm-hmm.
Manu though.
Because we all have them at home. Just either throwing them or just letting them stack up. So might as well use them to something useful. Do you want to try?
Yeah.
So who has a garden? Who has a garden or who has plants?
I have kind of a porch, but that's pretty much it. Not yet. It's still too cold, but I'm gonna do it when it gets warmer.
How about anyone else? Where are you going?
I have grapes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Remember I told you about those grapes?
Yes.
So I have a question. While I was gone, they kind of died out. I don't know if nobody fed them water or anything, but the actual vine is still there.
Okay.
It's just died out. Like the leaves are no longer there. I'm thinking, is that because of the season?
Yeah, it might be dormant.
Okay,
I have a grape too, and it's also dormant.
so that's it's not
it'll look
it's
dead, yeah.
okay. It's not dead though, right?
No, just keep watering it.
Okay, because I saw that and I freaked out and I was just like, I was working so hard to get it going and it was sprouting and so many leaves and it was so green. And then I left for like a month and I came back and it was looking Huh.
No, as soon as it starts to get warmer, it'll start pushing out some seeds.
All right, cool.
Just don't overwater.
No, okay, yeah, because overwatering can do a thing too.
It could cause root rot.
Root rot. All right, and is there any type of like things that like to take it away? Like like there's sometimes people say like give salt with water or like eggshells with water, like take the nutrients, nothing like that. Oh yeah, no salt. Let it dry out. Okay.
Jose, do you want to show the people on Zoom the grape tree that we have?
So we have the grapevine over here, which is a little dormant, but does look like it's starting to wake up a little bit. We have some new growth here. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like a pile of sticks. Yep. But it'll get there soon. This weather is very wild. Rain out of nowhere, super cold, very windy. And then all these smaller ones were also propagation. They do also push out these flower stalks. And these flowers will become seeds and you can save those and you can plant those. It's gonna take forever to germinate though. So like I said, I'm an impatient person. I like to see things growing like that. So I just propagate them.
Great.
And I think
Maybe some seed bombs next.
yeah, let's do some seed bombs.
Okay.
All right, who is done? Awesome. Everyone else have it done?
Let me see. Very nice.
That's so cute.
Looks really good, guys. Excuse me.
You think this looks well?
All right, so we're gonna get moving on to our next activity. All right, can I get everyone's attention now that we're all finishing up and watering our stuff? We're gonna move on to our next activity, which is seed bombs, but we're gonna be using native California wildflowers. And who has an idea of why that would be important? Like, why are we doing native flowers and not anything else?
Because I keep forgetting the word, outside plants that are non-native are sort of spreading too much and becoming more important.
Yeah, okay, and someone else? Yeah, pretty much. Yes. So, also because they do well, right? They're native, so they're already used to our climate. When we use seed bombs with native California wildflowers, we're kind of just, putting back some stuff that was here already that's native. So it helps out the local ecosystem, also brings in, native wildlife, so we want that. And then also pollinators, right? Pretty flowers. Who doesn't love pretty flowers, right? So the way we're going to do this is we have some native wildflower seeds here. I don't know if you guys can see them. But here we go with some paper, which is gonna come in handy because you can do seed bombs in a few different ways, but the way we're gonna be doing them is with paper. And now this is just shredded paper. We have people come in, they have just paper that they want to get rid of. All these are like homework, after the semester's over, like I don't want to deal with this anymore. So, we'll shred it, that's fine. So if you see someone's algebra homework, look away, mind your business. But yeah, so what you want to do is you're gonna get a little handful, it doesn't have to be big. And with the water over here, we're gonna dip it in. It's gonna get soaked. You're gonna squeeze out the excess water on the side. And then now we're gonna have a spoonful. You don't want to do too many, a little goes a long way. So that should be enough. And then now you're just gonna turn it into a little ball, kind of like you're baking. Who bakes? Making cookies, yeah. I don't make them from scratch. I just buy the dough. That's already made, frozen, just as good. But yeah, you gotta do the same thing like when you're doing cookies, roll them up, make up into a little ball. Might have a little dirt, so ginger. But parchment paper, you're gonna wrap it around because I don't think anyone wants to be walking around with a wet ball in their bag, you know? And then we have some string over here. We're just gonna tie it around like this. And then boom, seed bomb. Let these dry, or if you're impatient, again, like me, I would just rip them out and I just put them in dirt, right? But you can, these are good for hard to reach places. Some of us might have, like place in the garden that you can't reach, or you see an empty lot, you kind of just like throw it, and then nature does its thing. It starts to rain, it starts to germinate. Just don't throw them on campus, please. Throw them in your home. But who would like to make some seed bombs? And yes, you can take them home. All right. So let's go over here. Oh no, your little plant.
It's okay, you can scoop it in again.
Here's some water. So here's some last bit of paper. All right.
Okay, so the way my ADHD works is I pay attention, but I have to can I see somebody else do it again?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So one more time. All right, everyone gather around. We're gonna get a little bunch like this. Soak it in water. Press it out. Oh yeah, you see, look, someone's homework.
Yeah.
Squeeze out the excess. You're gonna get a little spoonful of seeds like that. Boom. And turn it into a little ball. And then squeeze out the excess. And now we're gonna get some parchment paper and some string. Here's my string. Thank you so much. And here's a parchment paper. You're gonna go like that. Wrap it around. Here's a string. And then we're just gonna tie it. Then boom, seed bomb. So,
All right, I got this.
Yes, you do.
A little bit of paper. Apparently that's enough for more.
that's fine.
Oops, sorry.
I mean, now that spring is approaching, yeah. Some cute little flowers.
All right, and for everyone online who can't make the seed bombs, I guess we can switch over to questions if anyone have any questions.
I'm gonna go bomb something.
What time?
big.
Oh, yeah.
All right, if no one have any questions, this is the final session of our Stars program. So everyone who have attended, thank you so much. Oh, a question. Yes. What is your question? For the seed bombs, does it matter if it's in sunlight or shade?
Depends on the plants. I would rather just put it in sunlight. Best bet. More sun.
All right, thank you. Any last minute questions? When do we need to send in the makeup worksheets for any missed sessions? You can do it at your own pace. Once you have made them all, you send them to me and I will send you the certification that you attended to this training. I think there was another question
Yes.
too.
Where can we get the little green bin? So, perfect question. You can either check on Amazon or you can get them for free at different events. There are different events around, the city. Especially around Earth Day, you'll have different, events with different vendors or with just people that are tabling. There's one right here in Watts that they do for Earth Day, and they will just do, they'll just start giving them out. They're really cute. If you want them for free, also you get to learn stuff from them. So I would highly recommend checking out events like that around your city or wherever you're at. Especially around Earth Day, because they go crazy in Earth Day.
Yeah, you can just Google for compost and garden events, and you will see all these different locations where they move around in LA. Actually, me and Jose went to one a month ago, I believe, or a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And we were provided one of those compost bins.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. And see what Jenny said. Also, Terry is going to go live starting next week on Monday. So keep an eye out for an email, and you will see him moving around on campus eating trash. So stay tuned for Terry the Trash Bin. All right.
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys. If there are no more further questions, I will end this session and look out in your inbox. I will send you guys STARS certification. Thank you guys so much for attending, and I wish you guys a good day. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.